programs as well as job creation. That will be very model. And human capital improvement is important, because for any country, human development, human capital will create lot of, apart from the physical capital, physical infrastructure and others will improve. But we need both physical infrastructure and human capital for development of a country, which the population management policy will help. To conclude, India's path becoming a developed nation by 2047 requires smart population strategies led by states like Andhra Pradesh has taken a visionary step. Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababunaidu garu has talked about this population management, which is important. So we will give full support from the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister for furthering this agenda of the population management policy of Andhra Pradesh. And with this, I once again compliment this initiative of the Andhra Pradesh government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the amazing insights. Now I invite Professor Sanjay Kumar, a professor and co-director of Lokaniti, to please address the gathering.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this conference. I think the big question what we are trying to address since the morning is, in the light of what we have seen, that the population growth in Andhra is going down, and the recent debate which has started about the delimitation. Because if the population growth is going down, and if the delimitation process which is to take place in a couple of years' time, so what will happen? The parliamentary constituencies will be divided in accordance with the population.
నారా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు ఈ ప్రాంగణంలోనికి విచ్చేశారు. వారికి వేదిక హార్దిక స్వాగతం తెలియజేస్తుంది. Hearty welcome to the administrative genius, political Chanakya, man, the myth, the legend. Today's chief guest, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhrapradesh. వారికి వేదిక హార్దిక స్వాగతం తెలియజేస్తుంది. Welcome, sir. We also have Dr. Mahendra Desh.
What is happening is that even though economic resources are there, but there is a lot of poverty in these states because the resources which is getting distributed to the people is not adequate, because population explosion is at a very fast pace. But if we think of Andhra Pradesh, if we think of other southern state, then I think there is a need to rethink about population policy, and we may not need to think of population control, but we may need to think in terms of population stabilization. So that's different kind of policies different state need, because one policy helps you in one thing, but one policy also punishes you. While the debate is still not settled about delimitation, the debate is still going on. What could be the criteria? But if we go by the already set rules, the rules which has been adopted for the previous delimitation, there is a fear that for a good population control policy, the states might suffer in terms of political representation, and you need a proper political representation in order for the state's voice to be heard at the national level. One more question which which I thought I need to answer is about, the policies at times are very good. The people who design the policies are excellent, but what should be done to involve the stakeholders? What should we do? What should the policy makers do so that it is, engaged it is brought up by the stakeholders? I think there is a need for proper consultation of stakeholders. Take the recent example of revision of electoral rolls in Bihar. Yesterday the Supreme Court has ruled that Aadhaar card, the EPIC card, and the ration card must be used as an identity proof. So the policy in itself was good, because electoral rolls have problems, voter lists have problems. So policy in itself was very good, that you need to clean the voter list. But the policy was announced all of a sudden. It was announced on 24th of July and implemented the next morning without any careful thinking, without any consultation with policy holders. No political parties were consulted, no voters were consulted. One more example about the farm laws. 3 years ago, the central government came up with the farm laws. There was a lot of opposition by the farmers. They sat on protest for years. I am not saying that there was no issue. The policies may